What's going on, people? Welcome back to Jace STV, back again. And I've got a Bournemouth fan who needs no introduction here. It's been on before. And I've got Craig from UTCIAD. Give him to you, Craig.
Hello, John. Great to be back on the show, and thank you so much for inviting me back.
Fantastic stuff, fantastic stuff. And Craig is a big Bournemouth fan. I met him before last season and when he beat us by 2-0. And which is a match preview, sure, which is going to be played at the Fatality Stadium tomorrow. And we're going to go through the latest news and the previews of the game as well. Before we do that, Craig, your season, pre-season as well, how did your pre-season go?
To be honest, pre-season wasn't too bad at all. So we beat Rayo Vallecano 1-0. A good goal by Luis Inistera, and Jebison actually set it up as well. So one of our new signings from Sheffield United. We also beat Girona. We beat them 3-2. So that's a very, very good result. And we also played Arsenal in a 1-1 draw over in the US, as well as Wrexham. So yeah, it's been a good pre-season. It's been a good pre-season. Of course, a 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest last time out, which we would have hoped. We had quite a good record there, so we would have hoped to have got another good result up there and got 3 points. But hey, season kicks off now for us, and it is our 125-year celebration on Sunday. So, yeah, there's going to be lots and lots happening.
Fantastic stuff, fantastic stuff. I mean, Iraola's made some goodbyes. Valor Nielsen and the Hoysen, if I pronounce his name right. He came from
Yeah.
Juventus, 6'6" of him, and I think this guy's a really, really good signing for me. I mean, we should be all over this guy because we've been linked to him as well. Whether they have or not, I don't know. But I mean, Bournemouth got there first, and yeah, I mean, you made some good buys, mate.
Yeah, I'm really, really happy with our business. Of course, one out, which was one out that we didn't really want to see, which was, of course, Dominic Solanke. He's gone to Tottenham Hotspur, and that's a real, real shame because Dom has, to be honest, Dom actually benefited from us being relegated from the Premier League last time round. It gave him the time because, of course, Callum Wilson left. Josh King had a bit of a sulk. So Dom was left there to get on with it on his own. And he did really, really well. But he's got better and better and better and better. It was always going to be very, very big shoes to fill, to be honest, John. But Evan Nielsen, again, is an excellent signing. He's £40 million. So it's, to be fair, it's a signing that we just need to make sure it works because 40 million to this football club is a huge, huge amount. So we've reinvested the Solanke money straight away. But it's exciting. It's exciting. And don't forget Julian Alejo as well, the new right back, who is probably, I reckon he'll probably get some minutes against Newcastle. Will he start? I don't know. I think Adam Smith is dependable. He's lost a bit of pace, but what actually he's done is towards not last season, but the season before, under Gary O'Neill, he got caught several times a little bit at the back. But under Iraola, what he's done is he's improved his positioning. And I've been really, really impressed with Adam Smith last year. So
Yeah.
it would be a shame for Smithy to actually be pushed out of the side. But I think Julian Orejo is going to be one for the future and a very, very exciting signing, a Mexican international. But they're all young players. They're all young players. Howson as well, very, very young player with a big resale value. And that is the model that we're going for now. Have we copied Brighton? Probably we have a bit, but at the same time, I'm very, very excited actually for the future at this football club. We just need to make sure that we hit all the right numbers and we'll be fine.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, you spend more than Newcastle's done in a minute, but more
Mhm.
players in than we did, yeah. And at the minute, I mean, Eddie Howe's come out and said that it's a tough window, it's been a tough market. I don't disagree. I don't agree with him at all by saying that. I love Eddie, but I don't agree with him at all whatsoever. If clubs
Mhm.
like yourselves, Brighton, Villa, West Ham, all spend big money, why can't we? But the thing is, though, people say about the PSR because we can't afford. We have to sell our two of our
Mhm.
best up and coming players as well, where we should have got rid of the ones that deemed not good enough. So
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I mean, this PSR. I mean, do you think PSR FFP should be get rid of, or do you think it should be here to stay?
How long have you got? How long have you got, John? Because I tell you what, I've
Yeah.
done multiple videos on this. I
Mm.
think that it is all designed for the big six. They don't want Newcastle in the big six. What they're trying to do is make it a closed shop. Now, Manchester United, and we worked this out the other day. In as one game, so one Manchester United game, make as much as we do all season
Mm-hmm.
from gate receipts and food and beverage. So it is going to be a close. It just feels like it's a closed shop. Any team that is wanting to progress, like Newcastle, and improve themselves, should be allowed to spend. Should be allowed to spend. You've had Man City who have broken every single rule going by the looks of it. And why are they not being punished? But teams like Newcastle, Aston Villa are another one. Why are these teams being punished? Richard Masters has made an absolute mess of it, and Everton, I know Newcastle fans aren't particularly fond of Everton, but they've got every right to be aggrieved with regards to what's happened there and how much they've been punished for things that are pretty much out of their control. Yeah, they have spent badly in the past, but it is the fans that suffer from that. And we're going to see less. I would not be surprised, John, this season, falling foul of PSR, Everton again, Leicester City,
Yeah.
Aston Villa, um, you know, and maybe one other. Who that might be, you never know. It might even be ourselves. So yeah, I think PSR needs to be scrapped. Don't get me wrong. I think there has to be a sustainable model. We don't
Yeah.
want another Leeds situation. We don't want another Portsmouth situation. You look
Mm-hmm.
further down the pyramid as well. You've got Reading, Wigan, all these teams that have been in the Premier League in the past, but are financially ruined by bad ownership. So yeah, we do need something that is actually managed, but we need an independent regulator for that. We don't need, PSR preventing sides from progressing and making it a closed shop because Manchester United aren't going to be subject to that. That's what it's designed for. Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. Chelsea, look how much money they've wasted. They've got charges against them.
Mm. Yeah.
Again, nothing's happened to them. So, yeah, there we are, John. You got me off on a rant there.
I know, I know. Bless you, bless you. As for Newcastle, I mean, look, we won our first game against Southampton.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fabian Schär got sent off in the last game, and I don't know if you watched it or not. How impressive were you in Newcastle? Do you think you've done enough, or do you think we got done? I mean, obviously, we appealed against the red card, which we had no idea, kept it quiet. And Shah's 3 match ban's going to stay for what he's done. But 3 points against, should have been a good Southampton side, but I thought they were absolutely cheating away from.
Mm. Personally, I think Newcastle have got more than enough at the moment for to match what they did last season. The thing is the Saudi ownership aren't going to accept that. They want to push on, and like we said yesterday as well, Amanda Stavely and Mehmet Gadossi have now left, who were two big supporters of Eddie Howe.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot of pressure on him this season. But going back to that game, I think, yeah, you've got enough with regards to staying, matching what you did last season. I think you need a bit more investment to actually push up, and you can get Europe. You can get, in that top four. You really can push. First question, really in my mind is, has Eddie got people in mind who he can bring in to do that? But secondly, is this PSR situation?
Yeah.
I did watch, quite a bit of the game between yourself and Southampton. I watched quite a lot of the highlights, to be fair.
Mhm.
Um, it- the Fabian Schär, Ben Brereton Diaz situation was absolutely farcical. If Fabian Schär is going to be sent off, you have to send off Ben Brereton Diaz. That is my honest opinion.
Yeah.
Um, Fabian Schär, comes up to Ben Brereton Diaz. Fair enough. There's always coming together in football. There always has been. But Fabian Schär didn't do anything more, and Ben Brereton Diaz, to be honest, he should win an Oscar for that. I think he should win an Oscar for his play acting. So, yeah, personally, I think Fabian Schär should have had it overturned. I think
Mm.
it could have been a yellow card apiece. Fair enough. Everybody
I
walks
agree.
away. Um, I think you did all right in that first game. I've got to be honest. You did all right. You
Mhm.
didn't excel.
Mhm.
Um, I think Southampton were very, very poor. I think they were very poor. But there is another gear that you can go up at Newcastle. The goal
Yeah.
was well taken. There was a massive mistake from Alex McCarthy, the Southampton goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Um, but they are going to be the worst team in the league. I would have money on that. Southampton are going to be the worst team in the league.
Yeah, I think it got found out
Yeah.
as well with the game as well. I don't think Russell Martin changed much, but
Mm.
I just think it probably got found out anyway. Yeah, lovely football when it comes off, but I've got a feeling they're going to escape. I reckon they're going to get away with it this season, but we'll see what happens.
Mm.
Yeah, so your game last week against Nottingham Forest is a
Yes.
good point away. Not an easy place to go to. I mean, for me, you scored late on, but Neto was outstanding again.
Yeah, he's come in for some criticism, and the Nottingham Forest goal. Of course, Yates kicked the ball towards goal, and Neto parried it out, which then fell to the feet of Chris Wood. Now, could he have done better with that? Potentially, but at the end of the day, it looked like it was an awkward height. Um, but Neto comes under criticism, and I personally think that he is a good goalkeeper. He's dependable. His probable weakness has to be coming for crosses. So you know, originally when he come in, he was really good at this. So I don't know whether or not it's something that Neil Moss has actually told them to do, is to stand back, let the defence deal with it. But
Mm.
Neto was coming for crosses. Um, he stopped doing that more. So whether or not he's got more faith in his defence, which maybe he shouldn't have, maybe he's not commanding the box as well as he should have. I don't know, but he's a good quality goalkeeper. With
Yes.
regards to our goal,
Yeah.
Anton Semenyo, fantastic. Very, very good player. I absolutely love Anton. He's one of those players, though, I feel is a little bit better deeper back. So he likes to run at players. And of course, with Solanke going and Evan Nielsen not being registered in time, we had to go with Semenyo up front. He made the most sense. But I'm hoping he's back in his normal position against Newcastle and Evan Nielsen is up front. And we can see what he can do. But overall, I was a little bit disappointed. I don't think much of Forest. I don't think they're a great side. I think they're going to be in a relegation battle themselves. We have got a very good track record up there. So
Yeah.
disappointed not to keep that going. Yeah, we didn't get beat. But Forest call it the curse of Bournemouth. So we are definitely their bogey side. But yeah, a decent point in respects. The plan is, when we were in the championship and was fighting to get out of it again, my mantra was, get a decent draw away from home and try, make sure that you win all your home games. And that was my philosophy. So yeah, it's a decent point. It's a decent point.
Yeah, fair dues, fair dues. So decent point for you, and 3 points. I wouldn't say deserve 3 points, but you just did enough there. Let's
Yeah.
go on to Sunday's game at the Vitality
Yes.
2 o'clock kickoff. That's good. Look at the Newcastle lineup, predicted lineup for me. I'll say Nick Pope and Gore, Livermore, Kraft, Byrne, and Hall. Fabian Schär is going to be suspended. The midfield three will be Longstaff, Bruno Guimaraes, and Joe Linton. And the three up front is going to be Murphy again, and Gordon and Isak as well. So Mark Gay, I mean, you know what, still hasn't come for the door yet. But for me, Emil Kraft, for me, will slot in place of Schär because he's going to be a 3-game ban. It's not going to help us at all. However, they did see us out of the 1-0 win between Byrne and Kraft. So we haven't got pace at the back. Livermore, fantastic player. I like Livermore. Lewis Hall will have to fix up. Because last week he was poor last week. I know a lot of people said they did all right, but for me, he did a couple of errors in that game, especially in the second half, and one of them could have cost us a game. But for me, I'd be happy with that squad. I mean, Central tonight is going to come in next week against Forest. That's for another day. Yeah, so what do you think of the team there? 4-3-3 for Newcastle.
Yeah, I think, it's the sort of style that we'd expect from Eddie Howe. And it's the sort of style that we probably will benefit against, to be perfectly honest. But I think there's a lot of quality in that side. Mark Gay, I think, is a fantastic player. I'd love to see him in a Cherries shirt. He was brilliant during the Euros. I can't believe some people turned around and was like, well, he shouldn't be going. Honestly, he was outstanding. He's one of the first names on the England team sheet now. So I think Mark Gay, excellent signing if he comes in. But yeah, the strength throughout. Like I say, there is room for improvement. Sandro Tonali coming back is going to be good. When Fabian Schär comes back, that would be great. Mark Gay, I can't imagine him spending much time on the bench at all. So, yeah, a very, very strong team. But that's what we expect from Newcastle now. And, a very, very solid team. And it's going to be an exciting match.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game as well. I'm excited to it as well. And if you can Eddie gets his tactics right, it'd be great. But for Bournemouth, I think Evan Nielsen may start in the game. I think he might have said that. I think, or Adam Smith, he might play the midfield. I think Justin Kluivert will play as well, I believe, because I like Justin Kluivert. And,
he's quality player.
Quality player. How you got him, I still don't know. But I think he loves Bournemouth. I think he's a cherry. And
do you know what? The funny thing actually about that, John, is that Justin Kluivert, before he actually arrived at Dean Court, was a little bit of a journeyman.
Yeah.
I know he's still a young man, but he couldn't really find his place. I think under Andoni Iraola, he's really found his groove, and he's been excellent. He really has been excellent. And, he's already surpassed his dad's goal total. So, yeah, I'd like to see, what he can do moving forwards. And, as we progress, I think he's a big part of this football club. I think Adam Smith, you can't really leave him out. To be fair, I know we've got Julian Alejo. He's got a lot of prospects. I think Max Aarons is probably going to be going. There's talk about him going to Leeds. That's going to be awkward, John, because of course he turned down Leeds at the 11th hour to come here. So for him to actually go to Leeds, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be overly thrilled with that. But putting some decent performances, I think you'll probably win them over. I think you can't change the centre back two. I think Zabania and Howson was excellent. That stop in the first half against Forest, fantastic. So those two are going to be. But then again, we've got Senesi coming back. So the other question is do we go to a back three? Go with a little bit more impetus up front?
Yeah.
Do we try and populate the midfield a little bit more, because we've got the players to do that. We've got, real strength in midfield. So, of course, if we went with a back three of Howson, Zabania and Senesi, I'd be confident with that. But it would leave us a bit more exposed down the wings as well. But you could put Billing in there. You could put in Cliver, Lewis Cook, Ryan Christie. So we've got enough. And let's not forget Luis Sinistera. And Semenyo's got to go back to his normal position as well. And Semenyo will 100% play unless Andoni Iraola's having a funny day. So, it's very difficult to actually name a squad for this one. I'm finding it quite difficult, but I think we'll probably match what you do.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of style. We will do the high press, though, as last season, as you saw. That really caught Manchester United out at Old Trafford and at Dean Court as well. We was unlucky not to do the double over in last season. So, yeah, it's a very, very exciting squad. I think we'll probably match what you do. If you want me to name a squad, Neto in goal. Let's go with the back four just to make it easier.
Go back.
Neto in goal.
Yeah.
I think you've got to look at Kirkes, Milos Kirkes on the left-hand side, excellent player. Zabania and Howson in the middle. On the right-hand side, Adam Smith, but I wouldn't be surprised if he puts in Alejo. I'm sure I'm not saying that right. In midfield, maybe we'll play Lewis Cook just in a slightly more defensive role. Justin Clivert, and of course, Semenyo will be there.
Yeah.
Lewis Inistera and Christie, and then up front, Evan Nielsen. I think that would be a solid squad, to be honest.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I expect to play either 4-2-3-1. I mean, if he plays 4-3-3, then that'll make it easier for Newcastle. Yeah. But I think he's going to go 4-2-3-1 for me. So I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be an entertaining game. Yes. I reckon if the tally's not that great. The last time we won there was 4-1 on the COVID year. And Sean Longstaff played his best football ever. And like I said, I mean, it's going to be a sellout fatality, I believe, and it's going to be a cracking game, like I said, and a second game in. So, excuse me. So, if you give us a score prediction on Sunday's game, I know you want to back the lads, your lads, but give us a score prediction, man.
Oh, I'm not going to bet against my own team, John. I know you're not going to bet against Newcastle. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Bournemouth win. I'm going to go with the goals coming from Evan Nielsen, a debut goal. Of course, I've seen bits and pieces of him online. Looks excellent. Did a really good job for Porto last season. So I think he'll get a debut goal. I'll be disappointed if he puts in a poor showing. And I think Semenyo, honestly, I absolutely love that man. And I'm worried about the day when he actually gets poached by somebody else. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I will not be surprised at any outgoes of him, because he loves his English players. That is the thing. And I like to see different nationalities come to Newcastle United. But this is what Eddie Howe's been saying in his press conference today, right? If I could just get this up. He was asked about the pre-match comments. He said, we defend our goal really well against Southampton. A great return to the style of how we defend. It's all about doing that consistently. That was only one game, but I was very pleased. It was an important game for us, sets a marker for us. He's also added, we have two really tough games against them. Bournemouth last season, their athletic side, they were hurtly on transitions if you're not on it. If we're not fooled on how difficult this game will be, we need to be better on the road than we were last season. We need to go into this game with the right fit in mind. When you turn off for a game, you are there to win. We have to try and start well. We have to try and get that momentum in our season. Eddie is right there, number one. Secondly, we haven't got any injury worries at all going into the battalion like we did last season. We had about 7 players out, which is half the team out at least, and that's why we lost the game. So, listen, we're going there on a much better form, much better shape, and we got Bruno there, we got Julian in there, we got Longstaff there as well. Willock's fit. I think Willock's fit, and but I don't think he'll get in. But end of the day, I think, will Trippier come in? If so, it'd probably be as a subs bench, because Matt Target and Kieran Trippier both played in the under 21s against Sunderland. Whether Trippier is going to be here at the end of August, no idea. But Target needs to be aware, because needs to be aware on loan. So that's for another time. But listen, thanks so much indeed, Craig, for coming on and for the preview show. And before we let it go, could you just give us your socials, please, where we can find you and your channel name?
Yeah, of course. So the channel is called UTCIAD. You can find us at UTCIAD AFCB. It stands for Up the Cherries in All Departments, if anybody's wondering. It's an old shout that we used to use back in the days when we weren't very good. But yeah, you can find us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Do come and watch our preview show with Harry Redknapp. He come on recently. And we've also had other special guests. We had Omid Jalili, the comedian. Brilliant show. The likes of Richie Neville from Five, Richard Archer, Hard Five, Adam Devlin, the Blue Tones. So there's lots and lots of stuff to enjoy. And also Tom Meehan from Kasabian, former Kasabian frontman. So do come and have a watch and, let us know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Do follow Craig B podcast as well on social media as well, and do subscribe to his wonderful channel as well. And I should be back very soon with another show. And also do check out my vlogs as well through the Stack Newcastle as well. Stick a like on that as well. Also stick a like on the Matchday vlog against Southampton as well, please, guys. And also Japan. I've done lots of Japan content as well. Disney World, the football shows, the Matchday vlogs. I've also done the fans as well. So do check out on that one, guys, as well. So if you like what you watch, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe button as well. Also subscribe to John Sinclair TV. And I'll shoot back with the next one. Until then, up the mags.